You are welcome to, to this edition of Retirement Clues. We thank God for another opportunity for us to come your way today. Today we have come again with another topic we want to discuss. Before we go further, I remain the host of this program, Mr. Chusudo Okonta, the publisher of Hispan Online News Channel and the promoter of Retirement Clues. You are welcome to this edition of the program. Today we want to look at a topic that has been of concern to us and even to other stakeholders. And I believe that at the end of today's discussions, I would be able to at least provide solution on this issue that we feel that is actually robbing people of their future. Today we'll be looking at a topic that says how employers are robbing about 40 million Nigerian workers of good retirement. How employers are robbing about 40 million Nigerian workers of good retirement. You know, the thing became so necessary because when we look at, the issue of retirement, is something that must be handled very well if we hope to see a better Nigeria. And that is why we want to highlight this. Laying the foundation for this topic, we were able to do research, and from the research that we got, those are the things that the data we are going to actually, showcase during the course of the discussions. The news item that we have, I think, is in line with the topic that we have brought to bear today. According to information that we obtained from the data presented by the National Pension Commission, about 37.09 million Nigerians are actually outside the Nigerian workers are outside the contributory pension scheme. Because like we said on the topic that about 46.49 million people are really working in the formal sector, and of this figure, only about 9.4 million are already covered in the contributory pension scheme. And that is why we said let's highlight this topic and prefer solution from our own end. Going into the topic fully, the topic which says how employers are robbing about 40 million Nigerians of good retirement. Indeed, is a great concern if this number of people are outside the contributory pension scheme, which is more or less the best thing that we've seen to cater for the future of workers. If this figure are outside the contributory pension scheme, that means the future will look somehow. There are many people that will actually retire, and when they retire they may not have something to fall back on, and it will impact the society. That is why we said this thing we are highlighting it so that those that are concerned will take up this challenge and see how this is really attended to. Looking at this figure is actually mind-blowing that about 40 million Nigerians are outside, Nigerian workers are outside the contributory pension scheme. And it is really something that should concern everybody. Then we want to look at it in this way. How can we address this issue? How can we address this issue? I think the first thing to do is that there is need for more advocacy, and that is what we are doing. We are bringing up this topic so that at least more people should begin to speak to it, so that even these employers we are talking of include both the government and those in the private sector. What are the first steps to take in addressing, reducing this huge number of workers that are outside the contributory pension scheme? I think the first thing to do is to make sure that these employers embrace the scheme. The employers must embrace the scheme, and having embraced the scheme, they must ensure that their workers are registered. What the law states is that once you have 3 members of staff in your organization, you should register them, with a PFA. And many people don't even obey that law, and that is why the government still has a role to play. Though they are working, but they need to do more. Even the pension fund administrator, these two should engage on aggressive marketing to reduce this number. As we said, the first thing is that they must embrace it. The second one is that they ensure, having embraced it, register all their workers. Another thing outside that, after the registration, they must make sure that the employers must make sure that they deduct, and deduct, the needed contributions, both from their own, which is presently 10%, and that of the workers 8%. They must deduct, the contributions, and having deducted the contribution, they must remit, the contributions that have been deducted, because we have heard of instances where some employers will just deduct from the emolument of the workers, and they don't even remit. That one is double, jeopardy, that you are not remitting for somebody, you are still deducting from that person, and we believe that should stop. They should deduct and remit. Having done that, the money that is deducted and remitted should be properly be put in a schedule, because even the PFAs, they've raised the issue of companies sending schedules that are not properly planned. And even according to information we obtained from the National Pension Commission, they said of that 9.4 million people that have subscribed to the contributory pension scheme, about 3.5 million RSCs, retirement savings account, have irregular funding. Most of them are not funded. Imagine, as of 9.4 million contributors, 3.5 of them are not properly funded. And even those that are funded, most of the money have not been credited to the account of the contributors, because the schedules that they send were not properly prepared. It is the duty of the employers to prepare this schedule, so that at least when the PFA serve it, it will be very easy for them to know who has what, and the account of the workers will be properly be credited. Then, having said the schedule, another issue that has to be looked into is the issue of irregular contributions. Like, as I said now, that about 3.5 million accounts are not properly funded. Some employers, they will remit this month, they will wait for 6 months again before they remit, and this has been causing a problem for the PFAs. The issue of irregular remittance or contributions should be looked into, as we fight this battle of getting more people on board in the contributory pension scheme. Then another issue we want to highlight here is the issue of employers not giving their employees opportunity for them to have union, because they know that when they have union, they will speak with one voice, and because of they just want to deprive them of this feature, they don't give them opportunity to have union. I think the Nigerian Labour Congress, they've been working hard to see that every organization, workers there have their own union. I think that effort should be sustained. Then to reduce this number of people that are outside the contributory pension scheme, to the issue of casualization has to be look into, because what most organizations do now is that they will just put most of their workers, you put them under the casual category, and as a casual you are not entitled to some benefit, and one of the benefits that they deny those casual workers is this issue of pension, and the law does not even recognize casual workers, the pension law. That means the issue of casualization has to be looked into if actually we want to prepare a better future for our workers. Once you are working in an organization, the art of saying you are a casual, then that should do not be considered, because both the casual and the real staff, all of them are doing the same work, and they need to be taken care of, those that are termed casuals. And these are the people that actually constitute this huge number. About 40 million of Nigerian workers are outside the contributory pension scheme. That means these people don't have something to fall back on tomorrow when they retire. And what should the workers do? I think what we feel the workers should do is that, number one, the workers must seek knowledge, because if you don't know that this thing is your right, if you don't know, you don't have information, you will not be able to do anything. A program of this nature should it comes handy for the workers. The workers must seek knowledge. They must seek knowledge to know what to do, so that at least once you are informed, fighting your cause become very easy. And we are still calling on the workers too. If you are working in an organization, like somebody asked us last time, say, how will you know that this company is remitting? And if your company is not remitting, the law empowers you to report your company to the National Pension Commission. And once that is done, the National Pension Commission will take it up from there. From the information we got from the National Pension Commission, as at the second quarter of last year, they said about 19 defaulting employers have been marked, for litigation. The legal actions have to be taken against these 19 employers that have failed to contribute and remit their workers' contribution. And we were told too that in the second quarter of 2021 that the commission was able to, through the recovery agent that they have, they were able to recover about 398 million. From that was in the second quarter alone. 398 million naira was recovered, from employers that were not ready to contribute towards their workers' retirement. It is very, very necessary that this fight against denial or robbing workers of their future, that this fight is sustained, because for us to have about 40 million Nigerian workers that are being denied of a better future in retirement, it is a great concern. On this note, we want to actually call on all those that are involved, both the government, the pension regulator, and the pension fund administrators, and all stakeholders, for us to join this cause to ensure that we prepare a better future for our workers. Once again, I want to say thank you for giving us your time today. I remain the host of this program, Mr. Chusudo Okonta. Our numbers are 00542695557 and 07033253527. You can as well reach us through WhatsApp if you have complaint, or you are in the category of these people we are talking of, that you are working in an organization and your organization is robbing you of your future. Reach out to us. We will help you, take up the case with the National Pension Commission. You can as well reach us through our email, which is ispenonline@gmail.com. Thank you very much for giving us your time today. By the grace of God, we will still come your way in the future. Remain blessed.